This is the northwest corner of the property. As you can see, there's a great view that direction of the mountains. And then looking east, you can just see the lake down that way about 600 or 700 yards. It's all, over there is all federal land, so you have about 1 million acres of backyard. There's the nearest power pole. Looking this direction is the main access road. You can see where that mailbox is. That's the main road up there, which is gravel but very accessible. This road's a little bit rocky, but I came down here in my minivan no problem. And it's kind of the height of flood season right now, and there's no big issues that I've found. The lake is actually a little bit more accessible going that way, and then you can access all the federal land, and closer to town there's concrete boat ramps and everything like that on paved streets. This is another cleared access road on the boundary here, which you don't have to drive down to get to any of the property. There's an old boat left there. I'm going to try to remove that, but if not, you get a free boat. You'll see it's mostly forested. It's mostly evergreens. I would guess about 20 to 30 feet high, with smaller and larger ones as well, and there's some deciduous trees too. There's no visible neighbors, although I did see one homestead down that direction, but they're not adjacent, so you get plenty of peace and quiet. This is approximately the eastern boundary of the property here. And this is the section where there's a clearing. There's a little bit of a meadow here that would be probably great for a cabin or a house or campsite or an RV lot, or an outbuilding, a garden, a little farm, chicken coop. There are no restrictions other than if you're going to build a permanent dwelling. I believe you have to have a septic system. There's a trickle of water here coming off of the road, which a person could harness with some swales or ditches and use for irrigation or garden or just general uses. You'll see it's gently sloping, nothing too extreme. It sits really far above the lake, so I can't imagine flooding would ever be an issue. Like I said, this is right in the middle of the rainy season. It's been raining a lot the last few days. Once you start getting back into the forested part of the property, it gets very rocky. Large rocks, small rocks. Person could use those, I suppose, for something. You'll see the soil, which is very interesting from all of these needles falling off. It's a composted forest humus. I suspect it would need some remediation for growing, and of course a lot of stones picked up, but there's, I think, a lot of good stuff in that soil down in there. And walking this way, come back out to the edge of the forest. Actually, from this end, we just stepped off of the property. You can just barely see the neighbors there through the trees. Those are the only neighbors that I've seen. And here we come back out to the boundary of the property again. A lot of good sun exposure. That way would be south. So the hillside is oriented nicely if you wanted to grow crops to get good southern exposure. This is all the west end of the property. And then we're back to where we started.